Hey everybody, and welcome to the Narrowgate Woodshop. Today I want to continue on talking about guitar construction. Now if you'll remember from our last Shop Talk video, we joined two plates of spruce together to make a guitar top. Ultimately when we get done, we're going to have a seam. You can see I've got a pencil line drawn here so you can see where the seam is. On that side, I've got a very light pencil line drawn. Makes it tougher to see the seam. But that becomes one solid piece of wood that we can make a guitar top out of. On the back, you can see I've got some little pencil lines drawn. That's where the bracings are going to go for the guitar top. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we made one of these last time. It was just a giant square. We hadn't cut it into shape yet, but we made one of these top plates. I want to focus on bracing today. The little pencil lines indicate where braces are going to go on this top, but let's start here. This is a guitar that I'm building with my friends Josiah and Brett Whitley. Josiah's learning how to play guitar and getting pretty good, and he's growing up to an age now where he needs a full-size guitar, so we're building this one for him. And he's actually coming out on the weekends and working on this guitar, helping put his hands on it and build it himself. If you think about the sides of a guitar that are bent and how thin this wood is, there's no way that we could actually join a guitar back or a guitar top. This is the back to Josiah's guitar right here. There's no way we could actually join that back to this body if that's all we had to glue to, that little bitty thin side. Now if we made the side thick enough that we actually had something to glue to, well then we couldn't bend the side because the wood would be too thick. So in guitar construction, we use this. This is a piece of basswood. It's a really soft wood, and it's been run through a saw, and it's got these cuts that go almost all the way through the wood. Not quite. They call those kerfs. To cut something is to kerf it. And this is called a kerfed lining. Because it's not cut all the way through, it sticks together, but it also becomes incredibly flexible. So you can see if I want to bend this piece of wood to that shape, it's not tough to do. It bends right around there. Or if we want to bend it this way. And you can see that kerfed lining glued to the interior of these guitar rims. That gives us a good solid shelf for the glue to adhere to. Once the guitar's built, you'll never see this. You'll see the outside of the guitar with all its luster and beauty and wood grain, and everybody oohs and ahs about how pretty the exterior woods are. But this simple, common piece of basswood, not much color, not much luster. It's been cut how many times to make it flexible? How many times has it undergone the stress of running through the saw and running through the saw, almost creating what could be independent pieces of wood, but they're bound together by one thin strip. It's kind of like the body of Christ. How many times do we try to operate independently? Well, this is me and that's you, and see there's a separating barrier, not realizing that there's one piece of commonality. There's the Spirit of God, the truth of God in His Word that binds us together so that we are one body, knit and sound, serving together Christ, who is the head, the one function, the worship of God. Next time you grab a guitar, move the strings out of the way just a little bit. Look inside. See if you can notice the kerfed lining. Now here's a piece you'll never actually see. This is a template for a guitar top that I keep here in the shop. And you can see this template has all kinds of braces on the back. These braces are actually what makes this top strong enough to undergo the stress that the strings will put on it when we mount the bridge to it. I held up Josiah's guitar top earlier. You can see there's no braces on there. We just have the marks. And those marks indicate where we're going to put the braces. You can even see the lines. Eventually, we'll take these pieces of wood. Again, it's just basswood, plain, common wood. We'll make an X brace that goes across the top like that. We'll join these pieces together and we'll shape them so that they're strong but lightweight. And underneath the top of every guitar that you pick up will be a whole series of braces like that. Without them, it's not a guitar. Without them, as soon as you put steel strings on it and apply pressure, this top would just disintegrate under the pressure. Nobody ever sees these. You can't. If you look inside the guitar, the only one of these you'll ever see is this big brace called the transverse brace right here. You'll see it right there when you look inside the guitar hole. But looking down, none of those braces are evident. This is what gives the guitar its tone. It's what gives the guitar its stability. The truth is, it's what gives it the strength to be a guitar in the first place. Last time we talked about finding the role you play in the body. We talked about all those pieces parts in a Spanish tourniquet that allow us to make a guitar top. One more instance of many pieces working together to form one thing, a guitar top, which is one piece of a whole instrument, a guitar. Knowing our place in the body is absolutely critical to living the life that God intended for us to live. So I'll ask the question again. What's your place in the body? If you don't know, we have ways we can help. Send us an email, info@narrowgatefoundation.org. We'd love to talk to you about finding your place in the body. So until next time, figure out where you belong. I think together we can make some really beautiful music.